Hey, it's Curly, and today we're opening up D-BT03, Advance of the Intertwined Stars, the third set for Vanguard Overdress. Why? I don't know, just cuz. Let's jump into it. So this is the somewhat notorious set 3 that is kind of forgotten about. It is usually something you see at card shops nowadays just because it presumably didn't do too well. Set 2 was kind of like a bad, boring set, and set 3 wasn't that much greater, presumably, even though in hindsight it does have a lot of good cards that are still seen play to this day. But it is most known for giving us the introduction to these 3 boss units here in Gridon. I was going to say Gridora, Gravidia, and Flagberg here. All 3 which have actually gotten, well, never mind. For some reason I was like, oh yeah, all 3 of these have just gotten upgrades. Never mind. Flagberg is grouped in with, you know, Eugene and Barrow in decks Bushi does not want to give support for. Or at least a new form specifically, because at least Flagberg does get some kind of support. As per usual, rest in peace, Vanguard Zero. Watch the anime. This set has my favorite box toppers of all time, next to, I guess, maybe the promo box toppers, which have not exactly been cool yet. But we have ourselves these little, like, marker thingies, which are amazing, because they are so good. I still use them to this day. You have one for crit and over trigger. You have one for boost and intercept, so you can flip it around. You have drive +1, drive -1, attack equal to 0, attack -5, which I forgot this exists. I should, you know, use this when I play Wellstar, because I have a billion of these. And then of course you have the Dark Knight, Abyssal Dark Knight, Final Rush, can attack from back row. Very cool, love these. Please do these more, Bushiroad. Then we got ourselves the pack here. It looks pretty normal, and we can actually, wow, full combo first time around. That's crazy. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the back real quick. It's so strange. I just did a box opening for set 2 of Vanguard. This here, and the box is just so much bigger. I even compared the sizes in that video, so make sure you check that out. But yeah, the pack here is pretty cool. It is the design that's on the box, but it is a pretty simple, nice design. So let's just go ahead and jump right into that. First up, we've got Diabolos Girl Belinda here, who lets you still charge 1 if your Vanguard's grade 3 or greater at the start of the main phase, and gets 5k in Final Rush. Then we've got ourselves Cardinal Draco Abstrim here, who can attack from, actually no, can attack back row units, specifically if you have Abyssal Dark Knight. Then we've got ourselves Blaze Monk Tenji. I remember when this was a big thing, or not a big thing, but Bushi kept printing these like Blaze Monk guys to help out like Trickstar and Overdress stuff, and none of them ever saw play. When this is placed, if you have an Overdress unit, you draw a card, and if you do, choose a card from your hand and discard it. And we got the Creed Assault, who we've seen a bunch in I think every single Leonore list I've done on the channel. But this has the Hollow has the misprint. This has the correct print here, where if your Vanguard did not stand by card ability this turn, this cannot attack, and if it attacks a Vanguard, it gets plus 10k. This is the Knight of Heavenly Bullet, Proclus, who I hope will one day be pretty useful, but you can put this to soul rest another unit. Look at the top 3, put any number of grade 3s from among them into your hand, and then put the rest of them to drop. Whoopsie. Got the beautiful, unfortunately named Keenly Ludley, because their name is really dumb in my opinion, but this is placed on rear if your Vanguard is Barrel Magus, Cannon Blast 1, choose any number of normal units from your soul, and put them back into your deck. This gets 5k for each one of those cards. And of course, our first triple rare is already going to be the Diabolos Returner Derek here, who is also notorious when he released, because Bruce was already good, and then they decided to give him this card, which is really good, and they were like, yo, what about like Barrel Magus? What about all the other stuff? But if you're in Final Rush, this gets 5k, and you can once per turn act Cannon Blast 1, put another Rearguard into Soul, or no, you can put himself to Soul actually, and then choose one of your opponent's Rearguards for every 4 cards in your Soul and retire him. Then, if you are in Final Rush, look at the same number of cards from the top of your deck as the number of your opponent's open rearguard circle. Then choose any number of those and call them. Put the rest into your soul. So this just gives your whole board back, which is strange that doesn't really see play anymore. Got ourselves Gravidia Lightgill here, which says when it attacks, if you have 3 or more meteors, your opponent must call 2 or more to guard from hand. And then we got ourselves the Desire Devil Taida here. A lot of people really like that starter because they think it's cute. I think it's fine. We got Prayer of Resonating Wishes here. So this is a normal order, grade 3 normal order for Nirvana. Actually, not necessarily Nirvana, but you just need overdress units. But you can unless wants to play this, choose one of your vanguards, and it gets to the end of the turn. When a rearguard is placed, if it was overdressed, draw a card, and this unit gets 5k until the end of the turn. So it's kind of like Best Harvest, but only for overdressed units. Then we've got Knight of Heavenly Release Help. I really like the art in this card. She looks really cute. All of your grade 3 units get 5k shield, which is really cool. Of course, they don't get like intercept or anything like that, but we got ourselves this guy again. We got this order for Zorga that I don't think I've ever seen get played, but this is Death Inviting Black Magic. The cost is reduced by Counterblast 1 for each card in your bind zone, but if not, you Counterblast 4 and draw 2 cards, and you can reduce the total cost if you Alchemagic. Then our hollow here, remember when they did hollows? Is Sylvanhorn Beast Lindbar here, who is a 9k grade 2, but in the back row rearguard circle, all of your back row rearguards get plus 2k. I always wanted to make that thing work, but Cardinal Draco Steel Judd here. When this is boosted by a Shadow Army token, so blast 1 counter charge 1. And we got ourselves Deflect Pulse Dragon. When this unit is placed on guard and circle, if you have a grade 0 rear guard, this gets 5k into the end of that battle, but it has 7k. This card I remember having so many copies of because it's just a very common in this set. Bullet of Piercing Dust Storm Maynard here is a grade 3 where if this unit is placed on Vanguard or rearguard circle, you can counterblast 2, choose one of your opponent's rearguards, retire all of the opponent's rearguards in the same column as that unit. Then we got ourselves Gravidia Wells, which is the grade 1 for Gravidia that no one uses. But when this is placed on Vanguard Circle, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose any number of meteorites from among them, add them to your hand, and shuffle your deck. Then if your Vanguard is a Gravidia Nordlinger, so blast 1, choose up to 2 meteorites from your hand and put them into your order zone, and this unit gets 2k to the end of the turn. I wonder if that's actually useful, at least the second skill on rear with the mask. Then we got Carrion Processing here, which is another comment that I've seen a jillion times. But this says, Counterblast 1, bind it, choose an order card from your drop and put it to your hand. And we got ourselves the Ascendant's Assault here. So you can pay its cost to call itself out with revealing a Flagberg or Inroad Shooter from your hand. But when this is rolled upon, you can Soul Blast 1 other than itself and call this to rear. I always thought this had to be when you called upon it with Flagberg, but it's actually not. Interesting. But it also has the skill where once per turn, when your other rearguard attacks a Vanguard, if your Vanguard is Flagberg, you can counterblast 1 stand this unit. Flagberg units were notorious in this set because of the fact that they were all Vanguard name locked, which was something that we thought we were going to get away from with the nation system, but never mind, here we are. This is Shadow Cloak for basically Zorga, but when you play this from hand, search your deck for up to 1 order, and if your drop does not have the same name as that card, you put it into drop. Then when you play an order, you still blast 1 and gets 5k, and if you Alchemagic, you can choose another rearguard, return it to your hand. Got our Dubulus Boy Cyril here. When it's boosted grade 3, your opponent cannot intercept to the end of that battle. Interesting and generic as well. Then we got ourselves the Desire Devil Hysteria here. When this attacks, this gets 2k into the end of turn for each of your standing rearguards, and if you have 5 or more cards in your damage, it gets 5k instead of 2k. Then we got ourselves the Knight of Heavenly Stride Salir here. When this is placed, so blast 1, Reveal 3 grade 3s from your hand, choose a grade 3 from your drop, and put it on the top of your deck. Why would I want to do that? Please explain to me why I would want to do that to myself. Then we got ourselves Aurora, Battle Princess, Survey Vermilion. When your opponent's card is put into... when your opponent's card is placed on rear from your order zone, it will charge 1. No idea why that was necessary. There's a lot of early cards that make you so charged for some reason. Wow! Magic of Revelation Tortoise here. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, you can counterblast 1, search your deck for 1 Hex Orb and add it to your hand. This would have been amazing if it wasn't locked to grade 3. Alright, we got ourselves the Stun Voltec Dragon. If your Vanguard's attack hit this turn, this guy gets 10k. Then we got ourselves the Blaze Pole Monk Shakun. When your other grade 0 rearguard attacks, counterblast 1, retire this unit, and that unit that is attacking gets 10k to the end of the battle. We got ourselves the Neatness Meteor Shower for basically just group video, but you can have up to 16 of these in your deck, and when put in the order zone, you may soul charge 1, and if it's put by the Vanguard ability, you may draw 1, and if put from put into drop from order zone, you choose an opponent's rearguard and retire it. We got ourselves the Gravidia Delin here, the starter for Gravidia. Got ourselves this stupid card here, Removal Angel, which says when this is placed, discard a Sentinel from your hand to countercharge or soul charge 2. Then we got ourselves the High Rate Burst Dragon. When this unit is placed on rear, if you have Flagberg as your Vanguard, choose another rear guard, and it gets the ability until the end of the turn where after it attacks, if it's the first battle, you can counterblast Soul Blast to sand this unit. Before Endless Pulse, this was the only way that Flagberg could work. Then we got ourselves Steam Mage Asher Da here, who just says if your Soul has 7 or more cards, he gets plus 5k shield, and if you're retired from Garden, he goes to Soul. Very cool card. Wish it would see more play. Diablos Charger Nate. When this unit attacks, if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, it gets 5k. So this is actually playable in both of these, or both Federmees. I just call them both of these. But if you're in Final Rush, you can counterblast Soul Blast, and then when this would attack, it would attack all the front row units. We got ourselves the infamous Cuff Spring here. When this is placed on rear, your opponent chooses a card from their hand and puts it into your prison, and if they did, they draw a card. So the Inroad Shooter here. If you ride Ascendance Assault over this, you call this out to rear. And if you have Flagberg or Ascendance Assault, you get Intercept and 2k. The Sylvanhorn Beast Hedsick. Whenever another unit is placed, this guy gets 5k. That's once per turn, so it is kind of pointless IMO. Then we got the Muka, Desire Devil Muka here for Greedon. When this is placed on rear from hand, if your Vanguard is Avarice Demonic Dragon Greedon, counterblast 1, Soul Blast 2, choose a card from your soul and call it to rear. And when your Vanguard attacks, if your Persona rolled this turn, choose one of your Vanguard, and it gets 5k to the end of the turn. This card keeps getting stuck together. Got ourselves a critical trigger here, the Patrol Robo Dectra Cup. I think to this day, it's still worth like $4 or $5. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted, put this into Soul, choose one of your units and it's 2k. Of course, it is a critical juggle. And here is the Hollow Orlando that keeps trying to reveal itself. Twin Strike of Dust Storm Orlando. In Soul, if your opponent's rearguard was retired, you can counterblast 1 to call this out to rear. Then, when your grade 3 or greater Vanguard attacks, you can put this to Soul to give that Vanguard plus 5k. Titleist Dragon Mushid Armor. This actually gets support in set 11. But the normal ride from your hand on this unit by unit with a different card name is also Persona Ride. Very interesting card. Patrol Dragon Scalpatera here. When this unit boosted, or is boosted I should say, counterblast 1, choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or greater rearguards, retire it, and this guy gets 2k to the end of the turn. There we got ourselves Angled Shot Dust Storm Alsteer. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, if your opponent's attacking unit is not boosted, this gets 10k to the end of that battle. We got ourselves the Diffuser Angel. When this unit is placed on rear, you can put a card from your hand as a soul, choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets or actually that unit and this unit get 5k at the end of the turn. So a pretty decent card. Might see some play inside 11. Miscreant Beatings. I actually wouldn't be surprised if this sees play when what's his name, Luard comes out, to be honest, because it'll probably be some sort of thing where it's just like, oh, we need souls to draw like the other stride decks, and that'll be an easy way to get him. But we got the Miscreant Beating. This unit gets 5k for each order in your bind zone. I've been wanting to see if I can build like a crazy deck around this, where I just bind somehow a bunch of orders and then have this come out as a massive beater. We'll see if that can work out someday. Knight of Severe Punishment, Gied here. When this is retired from rear, for the cost of your card, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose 1 card with Blaster or Violent, put into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. And we got ourselves a double rare in the Aurora Battle Princess, Fra Buoncaviglia. When this is placed on rear, choose one of your opponent's units imprisoned in their prison, call it to rear, and then choose a rear guard and put it back into prison. So you can switch out cards in prison. I guess you can technically force an on-place ability from your opponent. Otherwise, Erasio. If your soul has 7 or more cards, all of your opponent's rear guards in the same column as this unit lose intercept and boost and cannot get them. Really wish this card would see more play someday. Then we've got ourselves Desire Devil Gul'man here, who says when this is rode upon by Desire Devil Bokushul, reveal a Greedon from your red deck to draw 1. Then if this is on rear, put into your soul by your opponent's, by your Vanguard's ability. If your opponent's Vanguard is greater or greater, counterblast 1, and for the rest of the turn, when your opponent would call cards from hand to guard, it has to be 2 or more. And we got ourselves the Sylvanhorn Beast Barometz, which cannot attack from the front row. Was a little excited when this came out, but turned out to be kind of mediocre. Completely unlike your experience if you were to go ahead and check out Saga Concepts for all of your card game and not so card game related needs. Make sure to check out the link in the description down below to help yourself and help the channel out. Next up, we've got ourselves the Knight of Heavenly Piercing Eslata here, who apparently has been causing some trouble in Premium, which is a bit unfortunate because I always wanted this card to be playable and be good, but not to the point where it gets stuff banned in Premium. But when this card is placed on rear or discarded from your hand during your turn, choose one of your back row rear guards and restand it. We got ourselves the infamous Best Harvest here. Choose one of your vanguards until the end of the turn. It gets the auto ability where if your opponent's rear is retired during main phase, you draw 1 card. Got ourselves, the Burning Flare Dragon, a card that was like $10 at some point. I think it's still worth a good amount. Neat. And we got the starter for Gridia, but in hollow here. Blitz Interrupter. When this unit is put on Guardian Circle, Soul Blast 1, discard a set order from your hand to get 15k shield to the end of that battle. Got ourselves the Flare Scourge Dragon. When your rear guard is placed, if it is an overdress, this unit gets 5k to the end of that turn. And we got ourselves the Hunting Bullet of Duststorm Cedric. During your turn, if your opponent has 2 or less rear guards, this has 5k. This set had a lot of cards that just did not have like normal attack value, as you know, you can see here. These 2 guys had 9k and then 7k. Got ourselves the Aurora Battle Princess Shirei Zenith here. When this unit is placed on rear guard, counterblast 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guards imprisoned in prison and soul charge 1 for each grade of that imprisoned card. As I was saying, random cards that make you soul charge. We got ourselves the Blade Feather Dragon, very nice. And then we got ourselves our triple here in the Cardinal Draco Destigade. If your world is Abyssal, if it's Dark Knight, this unit gets 2k, and if it's Abyssal, it gets 5k. It's active on your opponent's turn as well. And at the end of the battle, this attack, retire 3 Shadow Armor tokens to stand this unit. Geo Acceleration. Blitzer that I wish would really see some more play, but I feel the fact that it has to be 4 more cards in Soul is kind of annoying. But basically, if you have 4 more cards in your Soul charge 1, choose an opponent's attacking Vanguard and it gets -5 to the end of that battle. And we got ourselves Gravidia Pre-Bram. When this hits, search your deck for a meteorite, put it to your order zone, and shuffle your deck. Start it yet again. We got ourselves a Magic of Realization, Kikitsus. When this unit is placed on rear, choose one trigger or front from your hand, reveal it, put it on the bottom of your deck, and then if you did Soul Blast, draw a card. Oh my god. We got the... Oh my god. We got the Aurora Battle Princess Seraph Snow in DSR. Oh my god, I don't believe this. So yeah, this set had 2 DSRs. I ended up getting a case for this set because it was the first time getting a case. It was around my birthday, but also because I wanted to try and get the Magnolia DSR from my fiance. Did not get it. Ended up having to buy it after, several months. And I thought, I'm sure it would be cool if I got it in this box that I kind of just randomly bought. And there's just the DSR sleeping inside of it. I'm speechless, especially because I tend to get really lucky when I pull stuff, but I never get to do it on these pack openings, which is so ironic, because it just seems like I just cheat and buy the cards and pretend like I pull it, but nah, bro, I just be pulling it. But yeah, this is Aurora Battle Princess Seraph Snow. During your turn, if one or more of your units, your opponent's cards are imprisoned, this gets 10k, and if 3 or more, it gets drive +1. Then you can, on Vanguard or Rearguard Circle, once per turn, counterblast 1, choose one of your opponent's rearguards and imprison it in your prison. Lord Almighty. That's not even the quote-unquote rare for the pack. We got Gravidia Orgriel here. When this unit attacks or boosts, if your order zone has 3 or more meteorites, Soul Blast 2, countercharge 1, and this unit gets 5k into the end of that turn. Then our holo here is going to be the Desire Devil Bukushoko. When you ride Greedon over it, put a card from your hand into your soul, search your deck for a card with the same name as that card, reveal it, put it to your hand, and shuffle your deck. Then in your soul, if your damage zone has 4 more cards, your Greedon on Vanguard gets 5k. I'm still shook. Unbelievable. Fabricated Dragon of Ruination. When this is placed on Vanguard, choose a normal order from your drop, and you may play it without paying the cost. This play is counted towards the number of orders played, unfortunately. And we got ourselves the Magic of Starry Skies Marlana here, who says when placed, discard a Hex Orb from your hand to choose a Hex Orb on Van or Rear to give it 10k. Sure. Sounds great. Sounds like something I would love to do. Cardinal Fang Rayosha. When this is placed on rear, look at the 3 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 order from among them. Reveal it. Put it to your hand and put the rest on the bottom of your deck. And then if you have the original Orphis specifically, Soul Blast 1 to call a Shadow Army token. And we got an SP Gravidia too. Wow. What a pack. Or what a box. Good lord. I forget that you still get an SP, but Gravidia's a pretty good one to hit. This is Gravidia Nordlinger. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, search your deck for up to 2 meteorites, put them into your order zone, shuffle your deck. Then when this attacks, you can counterblast 1, put 1 or more meteorites from your order zone to drop. To the end of that battle, this unit gets 15k, and if you did 3 or more, this gets an additional critical, and if you put 5 or more, your trigger effects activate twice. Very cool. Wow. At the Evil Eye Prohibition here, Quinn Lu, you can put this into your soul when your rearguards get 2k to the end of the turn, and if your soul has 7 or more cards at that point, that unit, when it attacks, your opponent cannot guard with grade 1 or higher cards from their hand. Does it have to be from their hand or just specifically on... Yeah, specifically from their hand. Okay. Got ourselves the Refablishment dock, which might see a lot more play now that the Combined Rusher has been restricted with Eva. But this is a set order that you play with counterblast 1. Then when it's put in your order zone, you draw 1, and continuously, all of your grade 2 rearguards get boost. at the starter here for Flagberg. And we got our Orlando, and we got ourselves a triple rare here in the Heavenly Shock of Distinction Lagriel. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you can counterblast 2, rest any number of your other rear guards, and until the end of that battle, this unit performs drive checks and gets 5k. At the end of that battle, if you rested 3 or more for this cost, you choose 3 cards from your hand and discard them. And if you had 1 or less rested for this cost, you choose 2 cards from your hand and discard them. Desire Devil Akrets here. When this is placed on rear from soul by your Vanguard's ability, counterblast 1, choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets 10k to the end of the turn. We got ourselves the Heavenly Shield of Incompassionment Felicita. If you persona of this turn, counterblast 2 and retire this unit. Choose one of your grade 3 units and it gets drive +1 to the end of the turn. And we got ourselves Heavenly Core of Wonder Fortitude. When your unit stands by card ability, rest this, choose one of your rear guards and it gets 5k to the end of that turn. Sure. Then we got ourselves Wish for Tomorrow. Play this with counterblast 1 Soul Blast and reveal a crit or front from your hand. If your opponent is grade 3 or greater, draw 1, put the revealed card on top of your deck. And we got ourselves a Stealth Dragon, Fushimachi Madoka here. If your opponent's drop has 4 or more, this gets 2k and 5k shield. And if it's 8 or more, it gets another 5k shield. Diabolus Meryl. When this unit attacks a Vanguard until the end of the turn, this unit gets 2k. And if you're in Final Rush, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets plus 10k. We got ourselves the Desire Devil Yaba. In your soul, if you have Greed on your Vanguard, put this to drop, your Vanguard gets 5k power. Ourselves the Prized Trident, where if it's the 5th battle or more after someone attacks, you put this to soul and counter charge. We got ourselves Pandemonium Tactics, which if you play Baromagus, you know it only does counterblast 1 soul charge 4. But if you play Bruce, you know that it does counterblast 1 soul charge 4. Then if you're in Final Rush, perform all of the following and equal to the number of cards in your soul. 6 or more, draw 1. 8 or more, all your front row get 10k. And then 12 or more, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets a crit to the end of the turn. And we got ourselves the Aggress Blue Dragon. At the end of the battle, this unit attack a rear guard. If your Vanguard is a Flagberg Dragon, Soul Blast to stand this unit. Piercing Assistant. When you soul charge by your card's ability, if you persona rod, you can then counterblast 1 to draw a card. Very unfortunate card. Does not do a lot. Blaster Chile Dragon Brachioforce, actually seen play to this day. When this unit attack hits, you retire this unit, draw a card, and choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. Then we got ourselves Inroad Shooter again, followed by the Diffuser Angel, Felicity, and of course the beautiful Blazing Petal Caryophylius. When this is placed on rear, if you do not have any soul charge 2. And then I believe I have like 10 copies of this card. Aurora Princess Executes Lemme Nun. When this unit attacks, counterblast Soul Blast 3. Choose up to 3 of your opponent's rear guards and imprison them in your prison. Then, if 3 or more of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in your prison, to the end of that battle, this unit gets 10k. And if 5 or more are imprisoned, this unit gets a critical. Got ourselves the last pack here. Let's take a look at this. We got ourselves another order for Eugene. This time it's the Ambush Kill Smoke, which is a blitz order. He plays with counterblast 1. If you have Eugene, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets 10k at the end of that battle. And at the end of that battle, choose one of your rear guards, your opponent's rear guards that boosted, and retire it. Still Judge, Starter, Grade 1. Another Blaze Monk here. This is a Blaze Fist Monk, Gyokyo. When this card is discarded from your hand or your turn, if your Vanguard is Chakrabarti Divine Dragon Nirvana, Soul Blast 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. Then we got ourselves the Magic of Appreciation, Nanafall. When your drive check reveals a trigger unit, put a card from your hand into soul, draw 1. We got ourselves a Hollow here as a lost card, I think. Bullseye Scope Gadriel. When this unit is placed on rear, if you and your opponent's Vanguards are the same grade, counterblast 1, choose one of your other rear guards, and this unit gets 5k power. And that is it. for set 3. I still can't believe that I managed to pull the DSR as well as an SP. The SP, I guess it's not too shocking. You get an SP from one of these boxes back in the day, guaranteed. It's just the fact that it's the Gravidio, which is probably one of the better ones. So that is pretty cool. Very happy about that. And as for everything else, I don't think, to be honest, we pulled anything too crazy that'll see too much play. We definitely broke even thanks to just what we have there, which says enough. As for the rest of this stuff, I would say we are maybe around like $10 or something like that, to be honest. But hey, till next time, take care of yourselves and each other, play Vanguard, and have yourselves a damn good one as you look at my blurry hands.